Alright, this here is just going to be an update on the Hobart Welder generator. So far we got the engine stripped down a little bit more. Flywheels off of it, that took a lot to get off. A lot of heating with the torch and whatnot, and had to use the 1/2-inch impact wrench to get it off there with the puller, but managed to come off. And it's been washed, fins have been cleaned out. Those are all full of mouse nests and stuff. They're nice and clean now. And like I said, we washed it. Looks a little bit better than it had before, so it'll be pretty easy to work on. I'm going to be buying a rebuild kit for the engine, because I'm just going to do the whole thing. Probably hone the cylinders, lap the valves, pull the jug off here, because it unbolts from down in there. Split the oil pan off, make sure everything's okay inside. Magneto, Fairbanks, Morse. Don't know if it works, but we'll be finding out soon. And generator head's actually still out at that place getting worked on. I don't know if they've gotten to it yet. Hopefully it works and there's nothing wrong with it. So that's all off there. And the bell housing for that is over on the shelf right there. That cleaned up pretty nice. And there's the cap for the generator for the end of it. And screen for the shroud on the engine here. These cleaned up pretty good. They got a bit of rust in there, but nothing big. No holes. I'm gonna have to find a new Wisconsin decal. If you catch it in the light, you can just kind of read it. Can't really see it on camera, but nothing big, you know. This one looks pretty good too. Got all the paint left on it, some of it at least. Not too rusty. And this one too. That looks pretty good. And that's not supposed to be there, but that's the flywheel for it. Beefy flywheel. It weighs quite the amount. Solid cast iron and everything. Weren't messing around when they were making these engines back in the 50s, I'll tell you that much. They meant it. When engines were engines. So, and this is probably the worst piece of sheet metal out of all of them. This was the one that wraps around this side right here from the top of the cowling, and this is where all the mice were living, and they really kind of ate it out. So I can either try to get a piece of sheet metal and rework it, or I'm gonna try to find another one somewhere. Outside's not bad, but that bottom really is gone. So I'm gonna try to find another one of them somewhere, if it's even possible. Anyways, next thing is to be tearing down the engine, and hopefully that'll be coming up soon. And then it'll be painting and sanding and then reassembly. And then once we get the generator head back, hopefully that'll work. And they're gonna take it apart and send us the pieces back so we can paint them. And then I'll send them back out there and they'll reassemble it for us with the newly painted pieces. So when we get it back, we just pop it on the end and hopefully fire up the engine, and hopefully this thing runs pretty good. Doesn't look in too bad a shape, so for now that's what's been happening on this.